Welcome back to the Racing Addicts podcast.
This is like almost rehearsed.
Groundhog Day?
I want to cuss. I want to like get my money's worth, you know.
What the monster energy are you doing here?
It's shrunk my most favorite organ. Pancreas.
When we say something dumb, we just gotta swear and you'll cut it out.
Wow, it does sound slow.
Oh, Mr. Andy Petrie!
So is 5 average?
I thought 6 was average.
Welcome back, Racing Addicts fans. We are post Rockingham. We have a really good weekend to talk about. I'm super excited. And we are joined by myself, Alex. I don't know if we say we if I'm talking about it, but I'm Alex. I'm here. We've got Kevin. What's up, Kevin?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
And we are also joined by everybody's favorite Racing Addicts co-host that they haven't seen in a couple weeks, Mitch.
Hey now.
Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing?
They're excited. They're excited because they heard your voice. And it's like they
They're
got
excited.
Kevin and Mitch.
Oh,
So
this is easily going to bring in like 10 more listeners. Just
I think
saying.
so. Yeah, it's they've tolerated me all this time, and now their favorites are actually here. So it's going to be good. It's going to be a good. So we'll kick it off. Absolute W of a weekend.
Oh my God,
Like,
yes.
Am I off at any marks there?
No, that was an amazing weekend. Oh, amazing.
What do you think, Mitchell?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good, man. I thought quality of racing was just solid. I never seen such a packed house for an Xfinity and truck
good.
truck race. The
So
truck
good.
race was packed on a Friday at 5. No lights. It's not like the race was at 7. You can't even get a packed house like in most places at 7. This place was packed at 5.
Yeah.
And on a Friday, which was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, the only class that didn't have a ton of racing that was just kind of a blowout was ARCA. And I mean, whenever the top 2 cars are Joe Gibbs and they got all the money in the world,
Yeah, right.
of course they're going to run away with it.
Yeah. Well, that was about as competitive as I think most of us expected it to
Right?
be.
Pretty much.
It's like, oh yeah.
But I mean,
Freaking
all in
Joe
all, it
Gibbs
still was
stinking up.
good racing, and they definitely widened the track out with the ARCA series. So I thought that was a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, so for everyone that maybe isn't as nerdy as we are and didn't know, this was a repave. The track got repaved 2 years ago, a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So, and the rule of thumb is typically that repaves suck. That's always been the thing. Well, they have come up with new ways, like North Wilkesboro on their repave, I thought did pretty well. And even when we got there, I remember we're sitting in the stands on Friday and we're looking at the asphalt even from the stands, and we can see like cracks and stuff. And we were all like, shoot, this might be good. And then it was phenomenal.
Well,
like,
and I mean, the amount of rubber that those different classes put down was incredible. I mean, we literally had rubber on our arms from them barreling off into turn 1. Like, it was
more
legit.
so trucks than Xfinity, which shocked me.
yeah,
I was
I
surprised
agree.
at that. Because my left arm after the truck race literally was like black. I think
Yeah.
yours was too,
Yep.
right?
Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%.
Yeah,
it
that was great.
It was weird because like the trucks I feel like put the most down rubber wise. Like I mean on us. I don't know about the track wise, but I would say on us. But like the Xfinity, I wasn't as coated on the way home Saturday, so I was kind of
shocked.
surprised.
And I was wondering
It'd
if
be the
it's
other way around.
because they had laid so much down during the weekend that like it wasn't shedding the tires as much. Like, was
Or
that?
did they use a different compound with the Xfinity
I would
series?
imagine, yeah, because you got more power.
Yeah,
you know,
so
like
I'm just
Xfinity's got
wondering
more
if maybe
motor.
they had just one that was a little, I don't want to say too hard a rubber, but maybe one that wasn't quite as soft as the truck series was used.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like Xfinity, the Xfinity got really good 20 laps into a run.
Yeah.
For sure. Like you could tell it was kind of grippy when they'd start. Now, unfortunately, the second half of the race, our longest run was like 12 laps because they couldn't stop freaking wrecking.
Yeah, I think, wasn't the longest run the whole race like 39 laps or something like that?
It was ridiculous. And then the first stage was green almost the entire way. It was
Yeah.
like we got 2 totally different races in the same race.
It was legitimately.
Which I guess we'll start at the beginning of the weekend. So we get there Friday. I mean,
Wait,
even
you're
just
going to skip, Thursday and,
Oh,
and
no,
the
no, that's-
festivities?
all right.
Come on now.
No, that's good. All right, so we'll start.
Can't
It's-
skip Thursday.
Yeah.
I
So
mean, that's what started off what made
That's
this weekend
true.
so epic. Let's be honest.
That's valid because there is a very good story from the weekend that
Heck
we will
yeah.
hit on that we need to hit Thursday first. So
yeah, just
Yeah.
saying. Oh,
oh
there
yeah,
it is.
right,
There it
right
is.
here,
Just,
right here.
yeah.
Yep, my boy. So Thursday we left pretty early, and we actually left mostly on time, which honestly still shocks me. I figured somebody would be
Mitchell
late.
was the one we were waiting on. I mean,
I thought I was going to be the late one.
I thought. Crazy thing is, I left at like 4:10, 4:15, and I still was the last one. But yeah, I misjudged that. I thought it was because I figured it was no traffic. I thought it'd take 30 minutes, but like, apparently it's still 45 to Dave's house.
Yeah,
maybe it's 30 minutes to Alex's house, but I thought his was further. So I don't know. Maybe I just
depends on what side of the river you're on.
That's true. You you came up the slow side to get to David's, whereas you come up the fast side to get to me.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I did take Marysville.
Yep.
Like
that'll do.
Yeah, it's 35 the whole way, buddy. That's slow sailing.
Yeah.
Granted, none of us followed that, but
Ryan, I was like, I hope I don't get pulled over for this. I gotta make it. I'm like, the ETA was said 4:59. I was like, oh man, he said butts in the seat by 4:59. So it's like rushing. But
it was, and Kevin was early.
Oh yeah, I was first one there.
Yeah.
I mean, I was out there before
expected.
David even came outside.
That was 100% expected.
Yeah.
Hibernating, like I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Oh, I was so amped up. I mean, Alex can attest that I am not great with group chats. I a lot of times am one that sits back. I'll read the text. I'll keep tabs on the conversation, but I don't participate a lot just because I don't have time to be sitting there and going back and forth and whatnot. But this was hyped from like Saturday night on.
Yeah, pretty much. That's when it was like, oh, we're
the
here.
entire week until Thursday.
Yeah.
And I actually participated.
I was very proud. And you even participated like today, like post trip.
Right.
You're still active in the group text. So I'm very impressed. That was a big moment.
I'm proud of myself too.
So we got down to Mooresville area pretty much at noon. I think we stopped at noon in Statesville for lunch. And then we hit up JRM, Penske,
and RFK.
And
then,
we tried to go to Hendrick.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were closed. So
yeah.
Because of
What,
the
all
holiday.
for the holiday weekend? Come on.
Oh, a bunch of jerks. Didn't they know we were coming? Like
I mean, we were there on a Thursday. It wasn't even a holiday yet. Let's get real.
Right.
But we did the shop tour at JRM, which if no one's ever done that. Now I've been on it twice now, you too, Mitch, because I know you and I went before. You have to do it if you're in the area. Like you get to see the Dirty Mo Studios. You go everywhere in the shop. Like it's like we're looking at the part spin for like the next cars race or whatever. Like it's pretty in depth.
Oh, it's legit. And
yeah.
You know, the last time I was down to the race shops, I was just a kid. Like I'm talking 10, 11, maybe 12 years old. And I haven't been to a race shop since then. And this was incredible going around, JRM and getting to look kind of behind the scenes, behind the curtain, as they say.
And I'm going to call out RFK here because JRM wins almost every week in the Xfinity series.
Yeah.
And they gave full access, and RFK hasn't won in a year, and you're not even allowed in the door.
Yeah.
So I'm calling it out. I'm calling it out.
What did they say? They open up for fans to walk through RFK once a year on Fan Appreciation Day.
Once a year.
I'm sorry, but that doesn't make me feel very appreciated.
It doesn't.
No.
It's not.
It seems too corporate to me.
I know. So RFK, we're calling you out. Bring it back. Open up the shop again.
Now, I will say the museum at RFK was pretty cool, though.
It was cool.
Yeah.
I mean, they have different generations of cars all through Roush's history,
including wrecked cars, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not going to knock them too much, but I do think that they need to open up more than just once a year.
Come on now. Yeah.
Well, they used to. They used to have
pre-COVID.
I remember, pre-COVID. It was 2019. It was that weekend actually. You were down there, Alex, and and I was at Roush, and that was the last time I was able to go in there and see it and see the Xfinity cars being worked on. It's a small shop, but I don't understand why they need to. Junior's doing it right. Like you're saying, everything. Junior's doing everything right. So
for sure.
The fact that they don't charge for that in-depth tour, I was expecting. I'm waiting for a $5 charge or something to happen here soon because it's pretty good. It's a pretty good tour.
Oh, yeah.
They let you go in and see everything, like you said. So maybe they're making more of the money on the merch sales because we did blow the check there. So
well, and the smartest thing is having one of their drivers walking through the retail store after the tour is genius because they sold so much Justin Allgaier merch in that 10-minute period.
Well, yeah, and he was even in the shop before the tour was over, and our tour guide was like, "So what? You guys didn't want to go over and say hi to Justin Allgaier?" And we're like, "No, we definitely did, and we hope we didn't miss this chance because we just
trying
didn't
to
want
be
to be
nice."
rude to you, dude."
Yeah. Which we'll move it on. So that was the first time that weekend that we got to see Justin, hang out, chat a little bit.
And kudos to him because he made time for everybody. They said that we were the largest tour going through that day, and he took time to talk to everybody. And it wasn't just pleasantries and conversation that wasn't going nowhere. Like, he was actually talking with everybody, like holding legit conversations. He signed a whole bunch of merch. I mean, hats off to him for being a down-to-earth guy and just really cool,
Yeah.
Also, we learned about how much he made, the team made from, the Daytona 500.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Justin Allgaier finishes P7 in the Daytona 500, the biggest race in this sport. And he said that the money that they made for finishing P7, the charters teams made just for starting the race.
Well,
Now,
I think it was even more. Didn't he say they made half of what a chartered team makes for starting?
That's right.
Yeah. Like, it was like a holy crap number.
It was astounding.
I guess that's why those charters are $40 million a piece.
Fair.
That's where the...
Wait, so let's say he won the 500. Would he not get the 3.2 mil or 2.8 mil? Would he only get like a mil?
I think the winner still gets like a big number. I don't think you have to be chartered to get the big number, but I think it tiers pretty hard after that if you're not chartered.
That's a missed opportunity right there.
I know. Well, I think Junior was hoping. Get that paycheck, baby.
Yeah, he wouldn't mind. Well, he's sad, but yeah, he wouldn't mind that.
I mean, but for having to race his way in and finishing 7th, I mean, hats off to him. That was a heck of a good run.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, and what's cool is, like, I got to meet Justin. Was it 2 years ago at Martinsville or 3 years ago?
You met him at Martinsville.
And like, that was one of the coolest experiences because he legit like stopped, engaged. Like, we had like a real conversation, like, which I thought was so cool because I know I'm one of like 150 that he's meeting. So like, I get if he's not going to be in depth, but he was amazing then. And then obviously getting to meet him the second time. And like, we had like a real conversation because I went up and I said, "Hey man, congrats champ." It's just kind of like the cool thing. And like, we had a real chat about it. And I said, I made some comment about time for number 2. And he goes, "Oh man, he said 1 is good enough." He said, "That was such a cool thing." I said, "Well, as a fan, I'm okay with you winning more."
Well, and that's the thing. Whenever I was standing there talking to him, I brought up about Daytona 500, and I was like, "Man, I'd love to see you get a chance up in the Cup Series. Did that hopefully open the door with how good you did?" And he goes, "The price jump is crazy," and that's whenever he went in to talk about how much they made finishing P7 versus what the charter teams made just starting the race.
It's crazy.
So he said that there was no plans in the works, so he didn't give us any inside information or Iggy or anything like that.
Which I do think there's plans in the work because they wrapped the hauler. You don't wrap the hauler for a one-off.
Yeah.
There's plans. I'm just saying.
And funny enough, I bought one of his Daytona hats, with the number 40 and everything like that.
Oh, yeah.
And he said, "Man, it's so weird having to sign the number 40. I've signed 7, almost my entire
think
career.
about that.
And I have to actually stop and think about it whenever I'm signing my Cup gear," which I thought was
Sterling
really cool.
Marlin? Is this Sterling Marlin?
I never realized the number was on there, but there is a 7. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, carry on. I got distracted.
So, like I said, it was really cool just being able to talk to him. And he is such a down-to-earth, legit guy. It was an awesome experience the whole way around.
No, 1,000%. I mean, it's Justin Allgaier is, I think, one of the most easy to like drivers in
Personable,
NASCAR.
yeah.
Like, he's just... How can you not like him? Like, that's what I don't get.
I also never realized how short he was. And I'm no tall guy by any means, but he's like shorter than me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm standing 5'7", 5'8", and he was like shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
Which I'm not knocking him. I mean,
So Blaney is too.
really?
Because I
Kings.
have a selfie. So actually, I should bring it up to compare because I now have a selfie with Allgaier and a selfie with Blaney, and they're both like here on me.
No kidding.
Yeah, like,
weight,
and then-
weight reduction, bro.
And you know what's even crazier is if you ever see. So now that like I have a frame of reference for how short Blaney is, and when you see pictures of Reddick next to Blaney, like I'm pretty sure he's in the Snow White movie. Like he's actually like bro has got to be like 4 foot tall. Like
You have him on a little booster seat as he's behind the wheel.
let's just say if Reddick was in the Snow White movie, it might have done better.
That's fair. That terrible CGI nonsense.
I could feel you setting that up, Mitch. So I just wanted to give you the tea.
Yeah. I was like, man, I would watch if he was in there. I'd watch.
That's amazing.
Might be entertaining.
But yeah, I mean, again, weight reduction, bro. Just like jockeys at the horse races, right?
Yeah. They probably fast before they race. They probably don't eat a meal for 24 hours just to,
Oh yeah,
Giving
yeah. You don't
himself
want
an
that
extra mile an hour.
heavy hit in your stomach, while you're trying to drive and be competitive.
Turns out he eats steak instead before race day.
We'll get to that point. We'll get to that point.
So,
Yeah.
okay, Blaney's not quite as short, but I did pull up the selfie. You
Oh
can
yeah,
kinda see
he's
it.
definitely like a good 2-3 inches shorter than you.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then if we go to the selfie with Allgaier, and you can, I mean, they may not be far off from the same.
I mean, but still,
Justin's
Allgaier's
definitely
shorter.
shorter,
Yeah.
for sure. But
He's way shorter.
definitely.
Yeah.
But
So-
I mean, he's a cool guy.
That's cute.
Oh,
Maybe,
dude,
maybe that's why
yeah.
he's so humble.
whatever it takes, man. He's real. So, like, obviously we've seen the Chandler Smith thing, and I have vented about Chandler Smith so
Oh,
many
yeah.
times on this podcast because I hate when people are complete like tool
Knobs,
bags,
yeah.
and then they're like, "I want to give the glory to God." I'm like, "Oh, stop bringing him up." Yeah, this is all you, bro.
Yep.
Yeah, and so then you've got Justin, who like is praying with his team before the race. Like, thanking God all the time, making real, and you're like, that's it. That's
Yes.
a Christian. Like,
Yes.
that's a real Christian. Like, I just want him to keep winning so people forget Chandler Smith says the stuff he does.
Well,
Because I'm
and
like, that's
even-
the representation I want.
So I was listening on the scanner during the Xfinity race, and I mostly listened to Justin Allgaier. I was bouncing around, but he was the one I mostly listened to. And even whenever he got caught up in that wreck, like, he didn't MF people on the radio. He was upset, obviously, but he wasn't like losing his mind, acting like
Right.
an idiot. He was just like, man, guys, well, let's try to make the best of this. And sure enough, he did continue to try,
No, it's super cool to listen to that. Because even, like, what cracked me up, it doesn't crack me up. It actually makes me smile. Their team dynamic is so freaking healthy. Like, there's no wonder they're fast every week because, like, there was one restart where Justin had taken the restart before.
Oh, yeah.
And it didn't roll. And then before the next restart, Eddie DeHunt was kind of giving him a hard time. Eddie is Justin's spotter, for anyone that doesn't know. Also spots for Chase Elliott, but more importantly, he spots for Justin Allgaier on Saturdays. Because who cares about Chase Elliott? But he was kind of giving him a hard time, like, hey, you keep taking top, it's not working. I really think you should take the bottom. Well, Justin took the bottom. And then on the next restart, which the way that race went was probably 5 minutes later, before they get to the choose, Eddie's like, hey, man, I just want to apologize. Like, I gave you too much crap. You're driving the car. You see the stuff moving better than I do. Like, just take whatever lane you want. And, like, just the dynamic. And then even the crew chief, like, the crew chief called an adjustment that Justin disagreed with. But then, like, afterwards, the crew chief was like, I don't know, it was just such a healthy, like, yeah,
Well,
just
and to
every
your
piece
same
of it.
point, after the restart and after they got rolling while they were still under green, Justin came over the mic and was like, hey, you still unsure about my pick? And because he made it work and he gained a
Yeah.
couple spots, which was just funny.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah, sorry. Before this turns into the Justin Allgaier Appreciation Podcast, we should probably move on. But
That's our next podcast.
exactly. Like, how can you? All that to say, how can you not like him?
Fair.
I think he's like the most likable guy in the sport.
Well,
and I'm
Agreed.
a proud fan.
I know one person that doesn't like him, and he's been on this train since high school. You know the guy. You know the person I'm talking about, Trevor. And he states that that because he doesn't like to be raced. And I'm like, one time he was like at Richmond or something back in like 2013. He was getting raced hard, and I'm like, and he just till this day is like, oh, he just complains about racing too hard. I'm like, I don't think that's the case.
Yeah,
I don't think he minds hard racing. I think he doesn't like idiots. You know what
that's
I mean?
very apparent. Yeah,
Yeah.
and there's
But,
lots of them in the field that we'll also get to.
Yeah. Oh gosh. That'd mean that. Yeah. Yeah.
It's just
He said swallow tonight. Just it's all blur.
PTSD. Everyone does. Yeah,
Man, I was like, you know what? We can go home. After that situation happened.
So
All
mad.
right, getting back on track. So we
Thursday.
met,
What else did we do Thursday?
well, we met Justin Allgaier at JRM.
yeah.
We went to Penske, and that was really cool shop. I enjoyed that. And then
I did not
RFK.
buy anything. Let the record reflect. I did not buy anything.
Which was crazy.
I can't say that. I definitely
Crazy.
did.
Kevin bought enough for the rest of us, so we all broke even.
Well, I was trying to get some new shirts to add to my rotation.
I mean, you wore
And
the
it's free
same
shipping.
Yeah, it's true.
Free
You wore
shipping
the
'cause I
same
walked
hat
out
for
with it
like
in a
15
bag.
years, and you bought, I think, 3 this weekend. So I'm very proud of you. This was a
I
big
bought
moment.
3 hats. I
Yeah.
bought 2 shirts. No, 3 shirts. You know, so yeah,
big.
I got a whole nother half week in my rotation now.
There's like 30 years worth of hats now in your inventory because of what this weekend.
There's more than that. You saw that Casey Atwood hat.
Yeah, that's true. That thing was worn, used and abused. I destroy hats. Yeah. If I get 2 years out of a hat, it's a really good hat.
Dang.
I destroy hats. Yeah. Well, because I wear them. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, that's fair. So we went to those race shops. We struck out at Hendrick, and then we went and got dinner and went to the hotel.
Shout out Big Al's. Best chicken wings on the East Coast.
Oh yeah, that was
oh my
that was
gosh.
bomb.
Yeah.
Although need to work on the bartenders a little bit, but that's another story for another
Oh
day.
yeah.
I mean, it worked out well
Dude,
last
our
time.
friend
Mitch
was
got like
back.
4 free drinks. So
I was like, I got 4 free drinks for like price of $25. That's a good ROI, you know.
The bartenders must not have thought Mitch was cute this time.
I guess not. I'm pretty sure it's the same bartender too. That was the funny
It
part.
was,
Yeah.
yeah. I just think because he looked like he was intoxicated when he was serving drinks the last time, but to that time he was just. I feel like he was all over the place. So maybe he was on a different drug or something. I don't know.
But
I don't know what it was
were
on.
good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, real good. And then Mitch had the chicken cordon bleu quesadilla.
Dude, I wanted to know how to make it. That's why I was obsessed over it. I was like,
Yeah.
I want to make this at home.
Yeah, they wouldn't even tell you what cheese it was used.
No,
in
I was
it.
like, what cheese are you using? Please tell me what the. That was like, I mean, I was 3 drinks in and I was like, man, I just want to know what cheese is in this.
Delicious. That's what kind of cheese. Delicious. That it was so good.
I need to go back. I need to have. I mean, that could be a staple weekly meal. Maybe not weekly, but I would definitely have it often.
I will say every time I go through there, I usually stop at Big Al's. That's like because what's great, trailers fit in the parking lot, so even when I'm hauling.
Oh yeah,
That's legit. That's legit.
And then the Hampton Inn that
know
I stay
what?
at is like 3 buildings up. It's like the next intersection up on 150. So
yeah, how comes they didn't have any pools open? It was in the 80s every day. Neither of the hotels had their pools
that was
open.
surprising. So none of the hotel pools
yeah,
open
that
until
pissed me
May.
off.
Yeah,
It makes no sense. I mean, for
Especially
us, that
the
was
second
summer
hotel.
weather. We
Yeah.
wanted to live it up, baby.
right.
Yeah, the second hotel, man. Oh, I was like, we're coming back to this.
Yeah, I mean, Mitch had enough shorts for all of us to swim in, and he still had pairs to spare.
No shirts,
That's right.
but he had plenty of shorts.
Oh, gee, I can't believe I did that.
And then I did the
nuts.
opposite because I wore David's shorts all weekend.
We need help.
Yeah, we work about as well as that elevator that was in the second hotel.
Right? That was janky as hell.
Oh, I thought we were getting stuck for sure. I was like,
And then David's jumping inside there.
I'm like,
Dude,
dude.
don't get us stuck.
I don't think that elevator can take it, David. We can't be jumping.
David, he's
Oh, we were all rolling. It was funny. It was a good weekend.
Oh man, I had so many good laughing moments. But then Friday went to Rockingham. First time getting to walk into the place, I think, for all of us.
Yep. Yes, sir.
That
Yeah.
was
And we
yeah,
got there
definitely.
early.
well, probably too early, but we did get there way early. But it was fun.
Well,
were hyped.
and Mitch made friends with the guys next door. I think they were best friends by the end of the day.
wait the
Yeah, the cracked out guy.
the cracked out guy. Yeah, he goes, was a festival or something like that.
Dude, it was
I was
seriously like 10 o'clock in the morning, and this guy was 3 sheets to the wind, and he wasn't slowing down. And his buddy that was with him, acting like his handler, was like, yeah, he's a handful. Dude, you're not telling us anything we didn't already figure out.
oh, was this the guy in the parking lot?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So
festival.
and what's even best is at the end of the day, I'm walking back through, and of course, like everyone's in a line. You know, everyone's trying to leave the parking lot at the same time. And I walked by his truck as I was like walking back to our truck, and he recognized me and yelled. To this day, I could not tell you one word that came out of his mouth because it sounded like, hey, and he put his fist out. So I fist bumped him and I went, have a good night, buddy.
Yeah. And he was talking about hopefully it's a girl named Jessie at the end of the night. And I'm just thinking, dude, there's a guy, Jesse Love, that's racing this weekend. You better be careful saying Jesse.
Oh.
The irony in that.
And he
There's a
almost
lot of
won.
irony. Yeah.
Well, but
That's
did
crazy.
he?
He did. Hey, they're appealing, so we'll
To be
find out.
determined.
He might be.
Just throwing this out there. I picked Sammy Smith, and
You did.
You
got
did.
heat for it.
I know.
I did get heat for it.
Listen,
You did.
I have standards.
You're
I'll
right.
still give you heat for that. All right. I don't
know
care
what?
that you backed into a
Kevin.
win.
Your pick. I was on my DraftKings picking the 6 drivers, because I have an issue, and I switched. I actually had I think I had Austin Hill, and I picked I picked Sammy Smith instead. So I appreciate you, Kevin.
Oh, I got you.
I didn't win
baby.
any money,
I got you.
but I appreciate
that's
When
right.
you pick things, I'm gonna take notice.
Because the DQ
So-
cannot win you money. I saw that because it burns somebody else too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and it doesn't count
Well-
as an automatic guarantee into the playoffs either.
Wait, really?
DQs, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, DQs don't count as putting you in the chase or locking you in the chase. You got
Yeah.
now he's got to win another one to make sure he's locked in.
That is wild. I did not know.
Well, I think
the second
Jesse already
one.
won one this year, didn't he? Daytona.
You mean for Sammy Smith though? Hold on, I'm
Oh,
curious.
you're saying Sammy Smith doesn't make it?
No. I'm saying Jesse Love, with
Jesse
a DQ,
Yeah.
he will not be guaranteed, even though
gotcha. Yeah, he already won, so he's good.
yeah.
Sorry, I thought
you're
you meant
right,
Sammy
yeah.
Smith
Oh,
doesn't get
no,
locked in now.
no.
That's okay. That's where I was like
Sorry,
shocked.
miscommunication. My bad.
We're good. Yeah, Sammy
No,
Smith
you're
is
good.
locked in
Honestly,
currently.
I went both. I was like, oh, maybe he means this. Oh, maybe he means that.
No, so Friday.
So we're talking
yeah.
about the truck race.
truck race.
So, the truck race was pretty clean. There wasn't a whole lot of cautions. The one caution that we did have busted the wall, and they had to weld it back into place.
That was wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all he
happened
did
way
was
too
back
often.
into the fence.
And Connor Mosack hit like 10 people because that's
Yeah.
what he does.
That's
Spoiled rich
about
kid.
par for the course.
Yeah, him and Chris Wright are about the same talent level in my book.
But the truck race was excellent. There was
That was
racing
fantastic.
both ends of the track. They were laying down rubber, and
Lane Riggs got robbed
he did-
by his
dude,
freaking
his-
pit crew
his
and his
pit
crew
crew.
chief.
his pit crew.
I was not happy.
Dude.
I was not happy.
He was driving through the field like multiple times,
Yeah.
driving through the field because his pit crew continually lost him spots. Alex and I had talked about this over the weekend that we think that tire changer from Blaney's crew that got fired
I
may
think so.
or may not have been put onto Lane Riggs' pit crew and cost him this race.
And there's some data behind it because he did get traded to Front Row Motorsports. So there is a strong
is that
possibility, that our buddy
we're gonna
might
have to
be
listen
on
to
that
this.
truck.
I'm gonna have to listen to. I might have to tune to Stock and Pennies this week just to see if he was there.
I'm
I
a
saw
little
him
curious.
Well, and what didn't
Man.
he consistently lose like between 3 and 8 spots every pit stop?
Yeah, he lost at least one spot every time because he would come in with the lead every time because
Yeah.
he kept winning stages and he never came out
And
with
then
the
he'd
lead.
come out like 10th,
Yeah. And then the last call, and I just don't.
I know.
So I understand, but I don't understand. So they did have a couple cautions, and I understand that like you think you're probably going to get more cautions, and that must have been his logic.
Mm-hmm.
But he gives up all his track position to pit when he can't make it to the end.
Yeah,
from
they
that point.
they told him
Yeah.
right at the get go, you're going to be 2 laps short, but we need some cautions. And then they did.
and then we get no cautions.
Yeah. Well, and then whenever they did get a couple cautions, they said, "All right, go get him." Tell him to go after the 38 after his teammate, and he put the hammer down. He chased him down.
Yeah.
He was making moves. He was up to second and tracking down the leader. And
Yeah.
then what happens? Runs out of fuel. 2 laps to go.
Just I complete miss. And they had the fastest truck. They had the best driver. Lane Riggs should have won that race. Tyler Ankrum backs into another win. He gets one every 5 years, I guess.
Yeah.
And
6. Yeah, that was his only
Yeah.
second win. I think it was Kentucky. That's how long ago it was. It was Kentucky, your favorite track, Alex.
I know. There's still concrete trucks. That
I go to Kentucky, honestly, just because I want to drive through Cincinnati and go experience.
Well, honestly, I kind
The
of want the
Midwest.
track to come back now because I have my brother and sister-in-law live like 45 minutes from there. So I kind of
Oh,
want it to
that's-
come back. Yeah.
You would go every year.
I probably would. But they'd have to
Yeah.
fix it. It still races. Well, I wonder if they're literally just letting everything age because the repave is what killed Kentucky.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they're just letting that asphalt age and age, and then they're just going to be like, all right, here it is back on the schedule.
If
Well,
you
I mean, the
can
repave killed
configure it-
Texas also.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you can, what I was very impressed with, and maybe it's just I didn't notice it while watching it on TV and playing it on or racing it on iRacing, but Rockingham, when you see it in person, I thought it was so unique on how turn 1 and they have a mini front stretch on the front stretch. You have the start finish line, and after that, there's a little section of straight speed, and and it's so narrow going into turn 1. It was just amazing to me how fast these cars were going and how narrow it was going in.
Yeah.
And everybody had a different line. You saw so many people either try the mid up, to try to diamond it. Casey was doing something unique. He was doing something different than a lot of other guys were doing. I wanted to see it work out, but it unfortunately.
Swallow.
Either way, I was just very impressed on how the track was and just just all that. So.
Yeah, it's that is a cool, like, the track looked different in person from what I expected,
Agreed.
Yes.
but like in a good way. Like I feel like I walked in and liked it even more because it's tighter. It's way tighter than it looks like on TV.
Well, and
a top
I think
5 track
something
for
else. Oh, go ahead, Mitch.
No, you're good. I just was saying.
I was just going to say, and another thing is, I don't want to call it progressive banking, but like just the way that it would, like you said, they would go off of the start finish line and have to kind of make a short little shoot right there before barreling into turn 1 and 2. I mean, and that made for a lot of action going down the backstretch, setting up passes for 3 and 4. And people were passing high and low. Like there was moves being made all over that track.
And again, this is the first race weekend on the repave. That speedway's only going to get better.
Yeah.
Like it's only going to improve.
Yeah.
Can you imagine, like in 2 years, the Cup Series might actually be good there if it keeps going the way it's going. So, which the rumor is next year will be as is was this year. So it'll be another Xfinity truck. And then 2027 will be all 3 series.
Nice.
That's the rumor.
Well,
Which,
I mean, it was
honestly,
a triple header weekend
less.
this weekend. Just saying. I got the shirt
I
to
couldn't
prove it.
care less if Cup ever comes there, to be honest. I like Xfinity
Yeah.
puts on a heck of a show there. I'm
Yes, they
content
do.
watching that.
Yes, they do.
By 27, I think we might have a new car.
Yeah, it's the fact that they've made 0 changes to the Gen 7 car tells me that the Gen 8 is in the works. And just please,
Has to be.
please,
Just
this is my
revamp
plea.
it. Make it a late model. Just not a late model. Just you know what I mean.
Yeah,
We know what we mean.
hire the right people. I
Yeah.
will forever go back to this. Kevin Harvick was on the Dale Jr. download before the Gen 7 was even released. It was after he had done the first test on the car. And Harvick outlined 4 things he was concerned about with this car. This was after 1 test before we ever saw it in a race. Every single thing that he outlined as a concern is still an issue 4 years later.
Yeah.
So my biggest plea with the Gen 8, hire Kevin Harvick. I don't care what it costs. Hire him and Dale Jr. and bring them into the discussion. And whatever they say the car needs, do it. Like, it's just that simple.
and
Like,
can
clearly they're smarter than NASCAR's engineers. Clearly.
Well, and can we pull in the guys from the SRX series, Ray Evernham and a couple of those guys?
I'm great with it.
Yes.
Bring them in.
Because
Yep.
that would be
I'm good.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just,
Just hire them to fix the car. Like, if anything, just have someone fix the car. Because obviously I don't like the owners. I can rant about them for days. But if we can just fix the car,
yeah.
I'll be okay. I can tolerate everything else. We just need to fix the car. Officiating will never be perfect, but we can fix this car because we have the power to do that.
Well,
we should be able to have the power to do that.
And this weekend, honestly, I think amplified that even more because like everybody is so excited leaving this weekend. Like social media, which is normally a dumpster fire of negativity, I haven't seen one bad tweet about this weekend. Like the entire fan base is like losing their minds in a good way. They're like, the racing was phenomenal. The schedule was good. The track sold out. LOL. Now, granted, it's only 20,000 people. Like I get that. It's easier to sell
But
out
it
20,000.
was absolutely
Let's give
packed.
it more credit. It was about 30,000. It had 26 to 30,000 with the standing room only and everything.
And the backstretch was standing room only. I don't know if that made it on TV, but that was good catch.
They could have sold more. They probably could have sold another 15,000.
And then the people behind us
20.
wouldn't have been whining so much on Saturday.
Oh, dude, you know.
Well, we'll see.
I thought I was going to punch that guy. That's why I went
You
and sat
came
with Kevin.
down and sat with me, and I thought we were good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we were good because I didn't have to listen to him anymore. I was sick of hearing him whine. So the story behind this, these seats at Rockingham are very tight.
Yeah,
They're
they're
very tight.
skinny people seats, no
And
doubt.
there was a lady in our row that was occupying 2 seats. Like, just, it is what it is, you know. But she was a sweet lady. She was real nice. We were getting along with her great. So we just kind of make it work. You know what I mean? We're all family. We're all friends, whatever. We're all here to enjoy ourselves. Like,
Exactly.
if we got to get a little tighter, we'll get a little tighter. Well, the guy behind us goes, hey, you're in our seat. And I turned around trying to be really respectful. And I said, hey, man, there's a lady down there. She's kind of really big. I said, we're going to be as tight as we can, but we may just have to like work with each other. And he goes, well, but you're in our seat. And I'm like,
Oh, that was whenever
Okay.
I moved down to my seat.
Yeah.
That guy was a D-bag.
and finally I was like, all right, whatever, dude. And he kept bringing it up and kept bringing it up and kept bringing it up. And like, so I, at one point I said, hey ma'am, do you mind? Cause there was room on her left side. I said, you guys mind just sliding a little bit? And it worked. And then he was still throwing a fit because I was on the end and I'm literally like barely over the line. There's not really a line, but I'm barely like
You were in your
seat.
space.
Yeah.
You were in your space. Like I'm looking at it, I'm like, you're on the number. I mean, technically, we're there.
Yeah.
So
And they had room. Like they had spare room in their row, but he still kept bringing it up. And finally, the last time I heard him, I heard him whining and moaning, and I looked up and saw 3 empty seats next to you. And I just was like, guys, I'm going. And I just went down. Thank God no one ever showed up in your section.
So honestly,
And we had a great
probably
race.
could have had all 4 of us right down there in my seats.
Yeah, more I
because there
think
was
about
room on the left side of you and on the right side of me.
There was.
And
We
the
should've
guys
done
next
that.
to me on the right hand side, they kept going through quite a bit, but you know what? They were chill about it. They're like,
And they were
"Hey,
so
I'm-"
nice. They were so nice about it. Yeah,
Exactly.
I'm great.
Well,
and the guy
that's gonna
behind us
make
was
you go.
cool. Yeah, yeah. That guy was driving me nuts. So yeah, there was that.
Yeah.
That was our one bad experience, and it had nothing to do with the racing. It was the one guy that I kind of wanted to punch in the face.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is just going to amplify it more and more because the Xfinity car raced so freaking good. And I can't bring this up enough. This was a brand new surface.
Yeah.
And the race was still phenomenal. Like it's only going to improve. Like car is so good.
Well, and how good were the passes for the lead? Like they were slicing and
Oh my
dicing.
gosh.
You know,
Especially
I won't
Quapple
say-
and Love. Was it Quapple and Love that were
It
like,
was.
oh, so good to
It
watch.
was.
And and the thing was, like, you saw cars, they were like 3 seconds back, and then all of a sudden, here they come, right? They're just like you could see them making progress, and you could see like people's handlings going away, and you can see people like the cars being hard to drive. Like you literally felt like a 2004 race. Like everything was authentic. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, we early in the race at one point, because I think you and I both had Allgaier on for the bulk of the race.
For the most part, yeah.
And it was in the middle of the first stage. At one point, Justin clicks in and made a comment. He goes, is everybody as loose as I feel like we are? Because I guess he was loose and the guy in front of him was loose. And his spotter goes, oh, yeah, everyone's driving off the right rear coming off corners. And he's like, all right, 10-4. Like, and that was it. Like, everything was fine.
and
He's
just
like,
accepted it and hammered down.
Are we all loose? Perfect. All right. And again, repave. And they're still got loose.
Yeah. The one other thing was not to upset Mitch. Mitch, you might want to plug your ears here. I don't want to give you PTSD. But even after the Swallow bonehead of the move of the race, costing Casey Kane to not be a front runner, he still drove back from what, 1 lap down or 2 laps down?
He was 2 laps down.
and he got
Drove
screwed
back
by
With the
some
whole
lucky
right front
dogs.
gone.
to be on the lead lap and finish 15th with a destroyed front end. Like,
Yeah, he got wrecked twice. He got wrecked by Dean Thompson.
He did.
Yep. I
and-
forgot about Dean Thompson one. Yeah.
Oh, he just put him in. Like, these guys were putting him in the wall. I'm like, how can you disrespect a legend?
well, and my point is,
Look at the drivers.
well, and my point is, he came back to finish 15th on the lead lap. Like, that is incredible. That tells me that he was driving the wheels off that thing. I would have loved to have seen him not get caught up in it, because I bet he would have been fighting for that win at the end.
Well, and
I probably would've
I'll
cried.
even tag. Yeah, I'll probably tag even more onto that. So our longest run that we had was stage 1, because after that they kind of kept wrecking each other.
Yeah.
The end of stage 1, the 7 and the 33 were flying.
Mm-hmm. They were the 2
Flying.
fastest cars
Yep.
on the track, and that's legitimate.
Oh yeah, like if I would have loved to have seen a little more long run and the 33 not get involved, because I legitimately think the race win was going to come down to the 7 or the 33.
Agreed.
The 2 had crazy good fire off speed and potentially illegal. Maybe that's why. But because the 2 was great or early on a run, but he would start to fall off as later it went. And again, the 7 and the 33 it was like a switch flip, because they were both good, but they weren't amazing. And like 30 laps into a run, I was watching, and the 7 was picking off cars, and as he's picking them off, Kane's picking up.
Yeah.
And the 2 of them are just bouncing up through the field.
At one point, the crew chief for Justin Allgaier, he actually said, you and the 33 are the fastest 2 cars on the field right now.
Oh, yeah. I forgot he did say that. Yeah.
So, I mean, again, it speaks volumes to how good this race was, and I would love to see Casey Kane get another shot at it. I really would.
It sounds like he's coming back, by the way. I saw his interview with is it Bianchi? So one of his interviews I saw on Twitter, and he not only left the door open, he kind of like kicked it open. Yeah. So I feel like you're going to see Casey Kane again in the Xfinity Series.
I would love to see that.
Yeah.
That would be great. he's one that I felt like never really got a fair shot, whenever he was in the Cup Series, because it was a bad generation of car with the car of tomorrow. He was in a team that was kind of going away because Evernham was pulling out, and there was that switchover between like Casey Kane, Bill Elliott, and Casey Atwood was in the team car, the 19. So there was just a lot of moving pieces right there, and I feel like he never really got a good shot at it.
It's like when he came in, he was in one of the best cars in the series, but it was like 2 years because he had like 2 good years in that 9, and then Evernham was on its way down.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was like any noise he didn't make in the first 2 years, he was done for a while. So
yeah, it was like maybe 1 or 2 wins a year, which kind of keeps you semi-relevant for a while. If you win a race a year, you kind of stayed a little bit, within a ride.
Sure.
But he wasn't tearing 5-6 wins a season like he was in that 9 car with the Evernham days. They had something going on. I think they probably their cars were cheated up a little bit because they had Evernham and Gordon, if you remember those years, know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the T-Rex car.
But the Hendrick cars were cheated up every week too, so it just
true.
kind of puts you on a level playing field at a point. But
he could wheel it, so I'm okay with it. I was cool with it. Trust me, I was cool with it.
So we'll kind of move on, I guess, a little bit. We did have the incident with Sawalich and Leg, where
there was no reason for it. Sawalich is a bonehead,
and the more I watch the replay, the worse it looks.
Right?
Like, and now Leg,
she's slow. There's no doubt about it. She's off pace.
She mildly crowded the bottom lane. Like,
but there was room.
100%. And like, if you look at the replay from the beginning, there's no way Sawalich was going to make that corner.
Exactly.
Like, he went in like way deeper than anyone else because he caught up on the car in front of him too. And I'm like, what were you thinking?
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Just driving over his head the whole way around.
Oh, and then he ended up driving over his head in the 3 wide incident later.
Yeah.
And then it was so funny because obviously I was listening to Justin the whole race. And one of the many times that Justin had to go to the whole back of the field again, I don't know what was going on in their pit strategy call Saturday, but he was coming up and he was passing Sawalich for 20th. Halfway through the corner, Justin's getting a run on the outside. The 18 slides up a lane and parks it.
Yeah.
And I saw it and I was livid because I'm like, what is this moron doing? And Justin even came on the radio and he goes, I'm so glad we're arrow blocking for 20th.
Right?
Like, it's
I
just,
do remember that.
Like, what are we thinking, dude?
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah.
And then, who was it? It was it Tommy Joe Martins? I think it's the guy that owns Alpha Prime Racing, or if not, it was someone else in the industry. Retweeted the incident and put the caption, should we be surprised by a guy that's 24th in points in a Joe Gibbs racing car?
That's terrible.
Yeah.
That's trash.
And it was funny because Eric Almirola, by the way, is still ahead of William Sawalich in points, and he's run 2 races this
That's
year.
hysterical. That is
I think
absolutely hysterical.
he's on the hot seat then, if that's the case.
Hopefully the money stops coming. Him and Chris Wright, I hope they both run out of money soon. They need to both be running late models.
Joe Gibbs being such a big company, kind of like, Hendrick's a billionaire, so they don't worry about losses. They want to win, right?
Yeah.
You would think Joe Gibbs would want the best in their cars regardless of the price. I mean, I get it. You want to have some funds, but if you lose a mill or two, what does it make a difference off of $1 billion? Obviously for us, that's a lot of money, but someone with that kind of, money, if it's a franchise, I don't know what the franchise is worth. I just know Hendrick and Haas are worth billions of dollars, so it doesn't matter to them. There's just a hobby. But you would think, you got some people on the sideline that are pretty good.
Well, and at least to have your team partially competitive, maybe have one rich kid ride and the rest be talent, but
right.
That entire organization is trash right now.
Oh yeah.
Taylor Gray's the only one that I think does anything, unless I'm forgetting someone.
Well, he was consistent.
Yeah, and
Taylor
even
Gray
he's
was consistent.
Yeah, but
Jones got to win though.
No,
I know we brush that off a lot, but
who does?
He's not consistent. Brandon Jones.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting Brandon Jones is there. So, hey, shout out to him. He sucked in 2 series this weekend.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Oh, he was terrible, dude. It was bad.
I'm convinced that one of the things to be part of JGR is you have to be a dirty driver. I think they train that into all of their drivers.
Oh, 1,000%.
I mean, the only one that
I'm not a fan.
would consider is not dirty would be Taylor Gray and Christopher Bell.
Christopher Bell. Yeah, I was going to
Those
say
are the
Christopher Bell
only two
usually
that I
gets
don't
my
think
free
are dirty.
pass.
All the rest of them, I think, are dirty
Would
as
we
hell.
say Briscoe? Even Briscoe?
Oh, that's right. He is with Gibbs now, isn't he?
He moved.
So Briscoe's the interesting one because I think he, at heart, is a clean driver, but he's really good at stepping on his ding dong.
Well, but
like
and he didn't come
really
up-
good at stepping on it.
The thing is, he didn't come up through with Gibbs, and I think it's one of their training things that they
Oh,
do.
you're right. He didn't
Yeah.
get. Oh God,
No, seriously.
that's not good.
he just drives over his
You're right.
head like all the time.
You're
but yeah,
You're
he
right
didn't come
though,
up with that.
Kevin. You make a good point about like the prospects
Mhm.
being like that. So you're right. Because they're being taught something.
Exactly.
'Cause Briscoe, he raced that 98 car on a part-time basis and won races with it, which got him the opportunities that he got today. And then he raced 98 full time, I think, and won. Did really well with that. And it's crazy. But yeah, I would say, and Alex, I would say you're right, because like if you think about it, like I liked it, but when he wrecked Denny Hamlin at the road course brickyard thing,
Oh, I loved every
that was
second
like
of it. Loved every
oh
second
my
of
gosh.
it.
But I wish he would have won.
Right.
Like I wish he would have won the race and said, "Screw you, Denny,"
Yeah.
and then the whole world would have
Well, and
sold out of
and
T-shirts.
that was a moment where it was justified because like everyone forgets, but Denny ran him off the track in turn one.
He did.
So that was just
Yep.
Chase like retaliating. So like
Yeah.
to me it was fair. Like if I don't
I
care
thought
who you
so.
are, if you get pushed out of the way,
Oh, yeah.
I think it's totally fair game. You get at least one free hit.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're going to race me that way, I expect to be raced that way. You
Oh,
know?
exactly.
It's one of those things where if somebody does me dirty, I'm going to do dirty right back to them, and vice versa. But, if someone's going to race me clean, I'm going to go out of my way to try to race them clean also.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
I bet Sammy Smith is listening to this and agreeing with us.
He is now.
He is now. Now
After-
he is agreeing with us.
After he got his butt chewed out by every media outlet after Martinsville,
So we,
including his team owner.
yeah.
so we had a pure ADD moment or ADHD, squirrel. But so we never got back to what we did after the race, after the truck race on Friday.
I was thinking that. Yeah.
Alex.
The meal, right? The
shoot.
big meal.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Okay. So
Derp.
yeah.
The Last Supper. Come on.
Yeah. So we are on our way towards the hotel and we stop up at Texas Roadhouse for dinner
Which is
why
the
not?
opposite way away from Charlotte, correct?
Correct. But it's also the only town near Rockingham. So I'm pretty sure the entire industry was in that. Well, I can confirm the entire industry was because we bought our tickets like 4 months out and the closest hotel I could get was an extra 10 minutes past the town. So I know the entire industry was in the town. So we're sitting there eating, enjoying our little cinnamon butter rolls.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
who doesn't? Like Texas Roadhouse rolls, honestly, are the main
on
reason you
point.
go. And we're just hanging out. And so the first part that I thought was funny, now it would have been awkward if I actually opened my mouth, but I saw a guy walk by with a Sam Mayer hat. And I was just about to say, holy crap, there's actually Sam Mayer fans in the world. And then there's 3 more behind him, and I noticed they're all wearing Haas shirts. I'm like, oh shoot, that's his team members.
Yeah.
So I almost insulted Sam Mayer in front of his team, which they probably have heard it before. It's not really new information.
But it's there for the paycheck.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, wait, the check cleared? All right, yeah, that's good. We're still like Sam Mayer. But then as we're eating, Justin Allgaier, his wife, and his girls come in. And he kind of is walking towards us. And I went, hey, it's the Allgaiers. Well, then he kind of tells his wife, like, hey, I'll see you guys in a second. And he walks over to us to say, what's up, guys? Good to see you again. And then apparently immediately recognized us from
Yeah.
the
Well,
JRM shop the day
He
before.
said, I heard him say he was like, oh, look, it's our friends.
Yeah. No, he legitimately did say that and
He
walked
said
up to
that. He
us.
said friends.
And
Yeah.
then he pointed at me because I'm wearing a Blaney hat, which sucks. Both times I met Justin Allgaier, I'm not wearing any Justin Allgaier merch.
It's not even a cup weekend.
I know.
What
And
are you doing?
And I'm wearing a Blaney hat. I don't know. I was an idiot.
But he did say he
he
recognized
the
us
Blaney
and the hat. Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I remember you with the
Yeah.
Blaney hat. I was like, oh shoot.
But it was really cool because where the way they were walking through so that Justin could get to his seat and whatever was through the center section past the bar, and he actually went out of his way to come over to our table and talk with us. And he stood there for 5-10 minutes talking with us before he went back to his own.
Yeah, and then he's like, all right, I gotta go.
Yeah.
No, super cool. And I just want the record to reflect Justin recognized us and came to us.
That is true.
So-
we were already sitting eating.
Right. So I'm just saying, apparently our popularity level is higher than we think it is. So Justin,
Right.
if you see this, you're welcome on the show
listening.
anytime. Anytime you can be on the show.
100%.
there's a bunch of your diecast behind me too, so we'll have it all decked out. You're welcome anytime.
So yeah, I guess his pregame meal is steak, which is always good.
Hey, and it almost worked out.
Right?
If not for Christian Eckes running out of fuel.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
and what
and
sucks is the only reason he was behind freaking Christian Eckes was because the run before that, Eckes threw this block that nothing would have made, and he ran Allgaier under the apron, and they both got loose, and like 3 people passed him. And if it wasn't for Eckes being a moron, the 7 would have been ahead of the 16 when the 16 ran out of fuel, and he might have won the race.
Well, and the thing is, he was screwed no matter which lane he went to because the 16
Everyone
ran out of fuel in front of
Yeah.
him, and then there was who was it in
The 39.
That's it.
Which he ran out of fuel on the track. Caution comes out, and then the 39 doesn't pit.
No, he
Like-
stayed out there. Oh, so
He
dumb.
said he was like, oh, that's my only shot. Like that's the only option I had to win. I was like, because he was saying track
Yeah.
position was key.
Which I get. Like it
I
was
was
a
like-
big deal. Like I'll bite on
It
that.
was,
But he
but
was
people-
already running out of fuel.
That's the thing. Like if you
Yeah, it
ran
wasn't
out
making
under
sense.
yellow, how are you not going to run out under green?
And how does he get his spot back? Like you
Yeah.
saw he tried to take his spot back, right?
right? Like,
Oh
dude,
yeah, no, yeah, he didn't get his spot back. Yeah, he should have pitted
No,
right there. Like
he
you
didn't
said,
get his
yeah.
spot back, but he tried to. And
He tried, yeah.
He at that point he should have just pitted to be done and over with.
Well, and the irony
I
is,
agree.
with what ensued, if Ryan Sieg would have pitted, he probably would have been in the best spot to win the race.
Exactly.
Because there was like
Could've,
3 more cautions
yeah.
after that, and there was
Yep.
only like 10 there was only like 8 relevant cars by the end. And he was one of them
Yeah.
because he was fast. So stupid. They took
Yeah.
out my boy. And Eddie DeHunt is funny when they get into wrecks though. 'cause
That is
he's,
true.
He's such a calm guy. Like the whole time he's very like mellow, and then get up, F. I'm like, oh, it's kind of funny actually. Yeah. I'm like, we're in it.
So
we're in it.
You guys were talking about the 16 blocking, and I was listening to Casey with David, and on the first stage, once he wrecked, we stopped listening to him. But first stage, he's trying to pass the 16. The spotter is like, hey, by the way, he blocks a lot,
Yeah.
and Casey like still went for it on the high side and he got blocked, and he's like, told you, and Casey's like, well,
It's funny actually.
like what the heck, like
Yeah.
what is what like what is this, it's crazy.
Well,
And these guys,
and what's dumb is like, so you've got like your Ross Chastains that we always give him a hard time for how much he blocks, but like Ross knows when you can block.
Yes.
And I witnessed multiple times on Saturday, they would in the middle of the corner throw a block. Well, now not only does it not benefit you, it screws both of you.
Yeah.
And then you both lose momentum and it screws your corner.
Yeah.
And it's like you would lose way less by just taking the loss and then try to get him the next corner.
Exactly. Tucking back in, pulling
Yeah.
a crossover type move.
Idiots.
which there was a lot of that. There was a lot of people
there was.
crossing over. You can make the high line work, the top side work. They were almost like identical, and it's just a matter of if you hit your marks or not, or if you crowd the person below. But either way, I mean, you saw a lot of that, and I forget what I was going to say.
Well, yeah, because we saw Love and Quapple like literally slide each other back and forth
Yes.
for 10 laps. It was beautiful.
Oh, it
Yeah.
was such
Oh,
good
it was-
racing until the
yeah,
caution
It
came
was.
out.
I'm gonna have to put the replay on and just watch it.
I almost did that today. I was because I was working in the
I want to
office.
see it from a TV.
I kind of do.
standpoint.
Well, how about Saturday morning whenever I had the truck race on before we left the hotel?
That was actually funny because I feel like I got to see things I missed. So I do kind of enjoy that. Because like
Yeah.
you get to
Yeah,
see
it's a good
things at the track that TV doesn't.
Yes.
But then you also don't get to see things at the track that TV does. So
Yes.
it's like I kind of like
Yeah.
watching both.
That's fair.
So
Yep.
no,
That's good.
Really, really good. Man, I don't know if there was any other. I mean, a lot of the stuff we kind of hit on. I mean,
Well, how about your boy Danny Dietrich leaving an outlaw
moment.
show to
Yeah.
run at Baps, or no, not Baps, at the Grove, and then winning the whole dang thing.
Oh, the week before. I thought you were going to talk about he pulled a guy out of the race car that was on
What was
fire.
that? 2 weeks in a row?
That was just this week. Cole. Crap, I just forgot his name.
But yeah,
But-
first guy on the scene, Danny Dietrich, good guy, rips the driver out of the car that's on fire at the
Cale
time.
Thomas. I was close with Cole, but Cale Thomas wrecks at the Grove, flips, catches on fire. Danny coming up on him, stops his car, jumps out of his car, goes and motions to Cale, grabs him, and pulls him out of the car.
Yeah,
So we're already Danny Dietrich fans, but you know what?
yeah.
Round of
Props
applause.
to you.
He
Props
deserves
to
an
you.
extra. My diecast isn't
I
big
see
enough.
it. It's right there
Yeah,
behind
it's
you.
really tiny. I need a bigger Danny.
That's
Dietrich
probably not the
diecast.
first time you've heard that. Oh,
So
sorry.
moving on. Oh man.
Sorry, my bad.
So Casey
that was
Kane
good.
finishes top 15. We're just moving right along. We're just not even acknowledging it.
Local track, Baps. Kenny was passing for the lead and had a motor failure, or at least that's what they're suspecting.
Breaks my heart.
And then a couple laps later, Johnny Edkin is running up there, and Melison's throwing sliders, and eventually takes both of them out.
Nice.
Well, I mean, Melison was able to keep it rolling, but again, both of them got taken out in that deal.
So I'm just going to apologize to Kenny because everybody I was rooting for this weekend probably should have won, and something stupid happened.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to own it, and I'm going to say that me rooting for Kenny on Saturday is probably what broke something in his motor.
Dang it, Alex.
So I'm
Yeah,
just
come
going to
on,
own
Alex.
it. It's all on me. I'm sorry. Next week I will root for Tony Jackson. All will be well.
Oh, wow. Wow. Ah, dang.
Just kidding. I can't. That's like rooting for Austin Dillon. I just can't bring myself to it.
So one thing I will say is last year, pretty much every race you went to got rained out or rain delayed and was a nightmare. So at least you broke that curse, because this weekend down at Rockingham was amazing.
And what's funny is, like,
Yeah, it was
collectively as the racing addicts, we're all cursed, because like every time one of us goes to a race, the weather sucks. So I don't know if it's just because all of us were there that it was enough to like offset the curse.
I don't know.
Or
But
if it's
had
Toronto,
the
the weather
energy.
was good. It was
That's
cold,
what it
but it was good.
Because
It was good. Yeah, the bars was good too.
yeah. So hopefully it's broken.
You found something.
It's
Yeah.
something.
Or it just means that all four of us need to go to races from now on.
Well, that is true,
I
because
think
you
so.
might be the offsetting,
Right?
because it's always been good when you go. So maybe.
Kevin keeps the chemtrails away.
Okay.
All right. So you're going every race from now on. You don't have
down.
a choice.
I'm
yeah,
100%
all right,
down.
perfect.
By the way, aluminum foil hat time. Florida passed a bill to make it illegal to modify the weather. Did you guys see this nonsense?
It's because it's a real thing.
I didn't think it was legal to modify the weather. I guess. I mean, I was.
Yeah, it's
chemtrails are real,
geoengineering and weather modification.
Yeah,
It was
cloud
the
seeding,
bill.
man. It's a real thing. I've been saying this for years. It's real.
but- So that means no more rainouts for Daytona 500s.
Oh man.
Wait, no, that means it's just weather's going to happen. It's not manipulated.
Yeah.
But
Oh, I'm convinced that cause
you know what?
Bill Gates invested
time-
in cloud seeding. That's all it told me what I needed to know. I know
Yeah.
we're manipulating. Yeah.
Well, you think about it. Every time Trump goes to the 500, it rains. He went to the Coke 600, it rained last year.
It's all
Like
his fault.
no, but they're doing it because they don't want him to be there.
I think that's what it is. I think you nailed something. I think that's it. That's the truth. This is
That's
fact.
it.
Yep.
That's one of them.
Done.
That's proven.
Button it up.
Facts.
Yep. Not even any more debate. No more conversation. This is fact. We're moving forward.
Yeah. So again, moving forward, all four.
Don't
of
even
the-
need the tinfoil hat. Take it off. Throw it away. There you go.
But yeah, so
We don't wanna get electrocuted.
I think we can all agree going forward, all four of the racing addicts need to be there.
Clearly. No, this was definitely it. Which, speaking of races that all four of the racing addicts need to be at, Jordan Bianchi dropped this today. So because Bianchi said it, we know it's true. I saw you shared the Jayski post, but I went to Bianchi's page
Yeah.
to make sure. Because when Bianchi
Yeah.
posts it, we know it's happening. But Homestead Miami is reported to be hosting the 2026 championship weekend. Nice. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. And
Finally.
so we're going, I think.
Oh, I'm down.
Okay. All right.
I'm
Yeah,
100%
I
down.
think regardless of the car, we should go because that was the other track that felt like Rockingham. Just well, at least watching it on TV, like it was authentic.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
Even
agree,
the Cup
100%.
Series had some authentic moments, you know, but especially like, oh my gosh, it's just going to be it's going to be a great weekend. It might be one of the best weekends.
Plus, gets us out of the cold too.
That also
Yes.
helps. Yeah. Miami in November sounds
November.
nice.
Oh hell yeah! I mean,
If you're a northerner, even if I'm in Carolina, I'm I'm still find
Coming.
a way. Yeah, I'll find
Coming.
a way. Either
We're doing it.
we'll
Yeah.
fly down, or if you guys meet me in Charlotte, I don't know where. We'll figure it out. But
Yeah, we'll have to figure out logistics because that's one that I would love to camp. Like, I feel like that would be an awesome camping
I'd be
weekend.
oh my
for
god,
that.
yeah! And there's
But-
so much to
and
do.
I don't know if I feel
You don't
like
even have to
hauling
worry
my
about
camper to Miami though.
yeah, that's
So I think what
You know
what
what?
I'm thinking,
I got it. We all pull our money and we rent a motorhome. You don't need a CDL
Well-
to drive those.
That's a good idea. I also had the crazy
I
idea
do
because
like that idea.
you can rent campers anywhere. So I thought
Yeah,
about
that
taking
too.
the truck
Oh,
Yeah.
and just picking one up somewhere in Florida, and then we only have to haul it like a couple hundred miles, not
not a
1,000
bad
miles.
idea.
So that's
you know,
backup plan.
Is that the do you think that would be more efficient in a way. Like, not, I mean, I agree in Florida it will, but just in general, like if someone just did that instead of owning a camper.
I've had this thought.
I don't know
a
what
lot,
the cost
actually,
is.
because our
Like, it
camper gets
seems-
used a couple times a year, and I've already had that thought of like, why don't we just rent one whenever we want to go?
Pay off that house, baby.
Yeah. Which we could do a night. Well, on our kitchen needs redone. So the thought is, if we did sell the camper, that's the kitchen.
Okay.
Because obviously everything we have is free and clear. We don't have debt because we're Dave Ramsey people. So what we could make on the camper would obviously pay for the kitchen, which would be fun.
Not a bad plan.
Yeah. So we'll see. It's
like the motorhome idea.
It's a conversation. I mean, it's not a bad idea. I just think it would cost a lot to rent it from
Probably.
start to finish.
Yeah,
But
I don't even know
But
what.
imagine having a
cost-
bathroom at our disposal at all times, and talk about swapping out drivers and everything. I mean, it'd be a lot smoother in that regard.
that is a nice part. The this weekend reminded me how much I like having a camper at the track.
Right.
Because it was hot
Yeah.
as frick, and like we couldn't
Yep.
go anywhere.
Yeah.
Whereas like
Yep.
if we had a camper, it would have been so easy because we could have gone over for Xfinity qualifying. When we
That's
realized
right.
the ARCA race sucked, we could have just left and gone back to the campsite, made
like-
food, hung out, and then
Yeah.
just come back over for Xfinity race.
Play some old
Yeah.
school
Yeah.
NASCAR games.
Dude,
2004.
heck yeah.
Yeah.
That's I definitely was missing the camper this weekend. However,
You're
when,
right.
when we
That
got
would've
out of the parking lot in 10 minutes, I was glad we didn't have the camper.
Right.
So
Right.
Dude, that was the fastest I think I've ever seen
Dude,
getting out of
what
a
we do?
sold
Time
out
it at
crowd.
30 minutes to get out?
So I took a picture as we were leaving and walking under the big Rockingham sign. I took one last picture. I always do that when I go to races. If you look at my photo album,
Yeah, I
I
love
always
that.
take like a walking out of the track picture. I don't know why. It's always been my thing. Jeff Gluck does the quiet track. I do the walking out of the track. And I took it, and then when we were pulling onto US 1 out of the parking lot, I remembered I took that. So I was like, oh shoot, I want to see like the timestamp to compare.
Mm-hmm.
So at 7:25, we were walking under the Rockingham sign. At 7:45, we were turning onto US 1.
Well, and we all stopped and took a pit stop there
Yeah.
quick, too, before we went
So
to the truck.
that means
We
from
did,
the
yeah.
track to the bathroom to the truck out of the parking lot, 20 minutes.
Yeah, that was
That's
breakneck
got to be a
speed.
new record.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's got to be a new record.
That's a record.
Well, and the good thing was from the truck race, we figured out a quicker way to get out rather than having to go through all
Heck
the masses.
yeah,
too.
baby.
And we didn't cut any fences, we didn't jump any lines. We did it all legit, but we did find a quicker way to get us out of the cattle chutes.
And we were nice about it.
Yeah,
Yeah. We even paused to let the morons go so we didn't cause an
Yeah.
accident.
it's true.
and
so-
I felt bad for that lady.
Oh, she
I
was.
thought she was gonna get hit.
I thought she was going to kill someone.
That too.
are you talking about the guy with the pick 'em up truck that thought he hit the car when we were leaving?
No, but that was funny
Oh,
too. That was funny
that-
too.
funny.
Well, it was right after that where the lady was like she was flagging people.
Oh,
like she was,
yeah, the flagger. I know what
like
you're
in
talking
the
about.
middle
now.
of the chaos, and people were just going when she wasn't telling them to go. I'm like, she's gonna get killed,
Dude, she
Like,
was
that's-
cussing up a storm too, and everybody trying to jump the queue. Oh, it was funny.
And totally justified.
It was.
Totally justified.
Yeah.
So that's all I had for news. We do have, so Mitch, we do have some guaranteed cautions coming up at the Xfinity race next weekend because our buddy Jesse Uigi, whatever, is going to be running
he's
in the
back.
Xfinity race. So,
I forgot.
so we
about
do have a
him.
couple guaranteed cautions for next Saturday's race.
Why is he back?
And
Where is
especially
he?
at Talladega, are we freaking serious? Like that's the dumbest place to have him come.
Yeah,
mean,
that's
nice
like having
guy.
Catherine Legg in the Daytona 500. I mean, what?
Well,
That was a
that's
joke,
not
and he
even
didn't have
fair.
Mike Wallace. You know
Yeah.
what? Mike Wallace, the winner.
Yeah,
What the heck?
I have. He's a decorated naval officer. I have all the respect in the world for him. Thank you for your service. You're a true American. Just stop getting in race cars, please. Like every time he gets in a race car, he does something really dumb. Like the time that he wrecked the leader at Road America. Was it Road America or was it Portland? That he just he's like 4 laps down. He's getting lapped and he just doesn't slow down for the corner and wrecks Ty Gibbs. Which
Yeah,
granted,
it was-
I mean,
I'm
to be
great
fair.
with, but
Yeah, it was Ty Gibbs. He deserved it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like, just think that could have been Justin Allgaier, and then I would have really cared.
Oh yeah,
you know?
yeah.
You would have
So-
lost your mind.
Oh, I'd have been so mad. So unfortunately, he will be back this weekend. Hopefully, he does not kill anyone, including himself. Goodness gracious! Why are you getting in a race car again, my friend?
Are we doing any picks for this weekend?
Oh, thanks for saying that. So we did review a quick review because we picked on live right before Saturday.
Yes.
As a fun little thing, since Xfinity was the big show. They're the big show every week, but they're actually the big show this weekend.
Yeah.
So we did picks, and I gave one of the members of our team a lot of crap for picking Sammy Smith, and as of now, he won. So
Got the dub. Oh, yeah.
who did the rest of us pick? I think David took Allgaier.
Yep.
I took Quapple, and Mitch. Who did you take? Do you remember?
Oh, he took Casey Kane. Come on
Casey
now.
Kane.
He's a
Oh,
homer.
yeah. And so
I am
really,
a homer.
we all got screwed
I
because
am a homer.
yeah, Sammy Smith should not have won the race. But,
Well, a
and
win
he
is
still
a
may
win.
not have. We'll see how the appeal goes. But because RCR did
You
announce
never
today
know.
they are filing an appeal, so that win could be coming back. And apparently, the penalty, according to Dale Jr., the penalty against the two is something that JRM has gotten bit for before, and they won the appeal.
No,
So-
wasn't it
Yeah.
suspension related?
It's how the suspension is attached to the arm. Sorry, my brain just emptied. Mitch probably knows what I'm talking about, but
The sway bar?
yes.
Okay, it's like,
It's how the suspension and the sway bar attaches was not correct.
okay.
Now, I also would say if it wasn't correct, why didn't they catch it in pre-race inspection? Because
Right.
they obviously didn't change how it was attached before. So I'm a little bit whatever on that. But so who knows? Jesse Love might be winning again. We'll see. I couldn't.
But
Honestly,
still
I
had
don't
the
like
top
either. I'm
finisher
sorry,
either
care.
way.
Hey, that is true because none of us picked Jesse Love. So. But yeah, should we pick going into Talladega?
I mean, I'm down.
I did not.
Yeah.
I think one of us gets to pick for David. 'Cause-
Well, I feel like I should pick last just because I had the top finisher for the Xfinity race.
I was
trying
gonna
to
say
keep
that-
it fair.
And we did. I like that. I'm good with that. Bristol, we forgot to pick
Yep.
because we didn't podcast for like 3 weeks because
there was not much
we were just
going on.
swamped. Like all of us were so freaking busy. The racing sucked, but we also were just busy. Like we still would have podcasted. We just didn't have time. So I kind of did our everybody picks their default for Bristol, which funny enough, Mitch, actually worked out for you because your favorite driver was in the Bristol race. So
Yeah, it's true.
technically we all just kind of picked our favorites for that weekend. So
Whoa.
I won.
Hold the phone here.
Hey,
I'm looking at this and it says
I-
Logano.
I know because you're a Penske guy, and
I
I
am a Penske guy, but how about you
offended.
automatically get Blaney? What the
I do
heck?
because I have the most 12 stuff.
I don't know. I don't know. If we go through all my 12 stuff from over the years with like the Newman years and everything else,
All right, we'll have to compare.
I might have you beat.
Because I've accumulated quite a bit of 12 in the last 6 years. Or
I mean, that's-
however long he's been driving the car.
That's fair. That's fair. All right. Anyway,
So,
just had to
but
give
I
you
did.
crap.
So I guess technically I won. I did throw an asterisk on it because it feels like I don't know, whatever. Because I technically won Daytona too because Blaney finished top 10 at Daytona. So, but I threw asterisks on both of them because I feel like they only count as like a half win.
That's fair.
Like I think at the end of the season, like when we tally up how many wins everyone has, I feel like anyone that gets it off a favorite, it's like a 0.5.
So do I get a 0.5 for the Xfinity race then, since there wasn't Cup?
You know, maybe we should. That's actually a really good idea.
I think
that
that's
makes
a good
it
way
fair.
to make it fair.
All right, I'm notating this and I will add it to the Excel spreadsheet because
Love
that I'm actually good with that. So you'll pick last because you won.
Sounds good.
Mitch got screwed, so I feel like Mitch just gets to predict first for Talladega.
Yeah, that works. I think a Hendrick Motorsports car is going to win, and I think it's going to be Chase Elliott. I think he's going to get back to victory lane. He's been sneaky, I feel like, and I'm just waiting for him to break out, like, and just win 5 races. You know what I mean? I know his cars.
Could happen.
He's not a huge fan of these cars, but I
get it. I understand
He's
why he's not
due,
a
man.
huge fan of these cars.
Yeah, they're not real. They're not a real car.
They're not.
It's not real.
You know what's sad? I was watching a COT race today while I was working in the office, and it reminds me of the car tomorrow a lot,
Right.
And how it races. Like,
Right?
and I'm like, oh, both times NASCAR execs designed something crazy, it sucked. So,
Yep.
Yeah, imagine
that
that.
says a lot. So, Kevin, because you won last week,
Yeah.
this past week, I feel like you get the honor of picking for David. So this is where you have the opportunity to be like a really nice person or be a complete jerk. Now the advantage is it's Talladega, so literally Cody Ware could win. Like
That's true.
You could pick the 10.
yeah, like literally anybody could win at this race because we've seen you just can't even drive. Like you can't race in these races anymore. So
That's very true.
So all right, you're picking for David. So now you have the opportunity to be nice or mean.
So I think I'm going to go like halfway, because even though David will never admit to this, I think that 60 car, they've been showing up. They've been doing better than Keselowski. So
You got to pick someone else though, because he already picked Priest.
did he really?
Yeah, he did for
Oh,
Darlington.
I missed it. Sorry. Okay.
So-
let me walk that back. My bad.
It was a great setup, and I thought I'd remind. I saw it. I'm like, before he finishes the whole setup, I'll
Dang it.
blow it
I
up.
missed it. All right. My bad. All right. Well, then if that's the case,
Cody, where it is. All right.
that'd be amazing.
I know. Sorry, I probably should have warned you earlier that you're going to be doing this.
Billion Wyron.
I like it. And he did not yet
That's funny.
pick Willie B / Sabrina Carpenter's future boyfriend.
Billiam.
Yeah.
Billion.
Yeah. So I don't think that's a bad pick. I don't think I'm shafting David too hard for
No,
that.
I mean
Nah.
it's totally doable. I'm gonna basically burn a pick just because like it's Talladega. Like my expectations going into this weekend, dude, are so low. It's like they're here somewhere. So I'm just gonna go Michael McDowell. I figured
Ooh.
honestly,
I mean, it's not a bad pick.
and he's got just as much of a chance as anybody.
true.
Like it could be Ryan Blaney or it could be Michael McDowell. Like
That's-
that's where we're at with the Gen 7 at Super Speedways. So
fair.
yeah, I'm just gonna. This is a good week for me to burn somebody that I really don't care if I ever have a chance to use him again. So Michael McDowell is for me.
So my pick.
Oh, right. Sorry. In my head, I thought you already picked because I'm sorry because I was like getting ready to land the plane. Sorry, your pick. Your pick.
What the heck, man? So honestly, I'm waiting for this person to break out. I think they can do it, and what better time than here and now? So I'm gonna go with Zane Smith.
Dude, Zane Smith's really freaking good.
Yeah,
I'm really sorry because he now just got Blaney's front tire changer, so it's gonna hurt him the rest of the season.
I realize that, but I think he's a good enough driver and hungry enough because those young drivers they just drive balls to the wall.
Well, and this is a great weekend because with the rock hard Goodyear tire and the Gen 7 car, they're probably not even going to be taking tires. It's going to be fuel only. So honestly, this is a good week to go with the 3018.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with Zane Smith.
No, I like it. And side comment for Zane Smith, I think he is absolutely outperforming once again.
Yes.
And he's doing a phenomenal job, and I'm excited for him. 'Cause I like Zane. Ford fumbled so freaking hard when they let him walk.
Agreed.
And they basically got lucky that Connor Zillish came in and Trackhouse didn't have a spot because now they've got another great driver back in their team. So
Yes, they
I'm
do.
glad to see.
I hope they make that the premier car of their stable. Get help him to help you.
Yeah, well, yeah, and I think he will. I mean, he's outrunning freaking Joey Logano and Austin Cindric right now. They're in Penske cars, so
Exactly.
he might not be in that bad of a spot right now, honestly.
Right? Well, I
So-
mean, honestly, Josh Berry's not a bad pick for this weekend too. But I'm still staying locked in with Zane Smith.
Did I already use Barry? I did not. Yeah, I'm keeping Barry on the back burner. He's going to be my when we're getting down to the playoffs guy.
Yeah.
I might need to pull him out in clutch.
I think so.
So before we land, I'm looking at points.
Oh, I thought you were saying
Ching-Chang-
something else.
Oh, I don't know.
I was
I'm not sure what you were
dang, Mitch,
thinking,
that's
but-
wild.
Not now, okay? Jeez.
Where you got? I'm not missing the joke. I don't know.
It's all right. It'll hit you later when you're listening back.
It'll
I
hit me
think.
later?
Yeah.
Okay. What I was gonna say is Shane Van Gisberg is 34th in points. That's rough.
Yikes. He's behind Riley
Yeah.
Herbst. That's even rougher.
Yeah, like you can't do that. You're a winner. You've won a race. Not this year, but you know what I mean.
Well,
road courses are coming.
Yeah. And what's going to happen when he wins a road course and advances to the playoffs?
He's in the 34th position.
Yeah.
He's right next to Cole Custer and Cody Ware. Actually,
I mean-
Cody Ware's not even half the points of that.
We kind of have to give him crap if that happens, right? Because we gave
Yeah.
AD crap last year.
Oh,
Like I feel like
100%.
Well,
we
he
have to
didn't.
be fair about this.
Did he get knocked out still? I think he still got knocked out.
Well, yeah, he ended up not getting the advancement because he,
Yeah.
karate chopped the 11 coming to the finish line. But
Justified.
it's not good.
I don't like that.
There's a whole lot of not good. I mean, Brad Keselowski's hitting the panic button too.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I
too.
think
I'll
we
try
called
to-
that, 2-3 weeks ago?
31st.
yeah. Well, and what's worse is it's not like you've got your driver, like Blaney should have won 2 races and he keeps getting screwed.
Yeah.
So like that's where like you're disappointed at the results, but you're not worried. Like they've got speed. Brad, they just don't have speed.
No.
Like that's like I'm more concerned about the 6 than anybody because they're like the 60's been decent. 17 is the 17. He's the same
other two
every
in the
season.
playoffs.
Yeah. And
that's the crazy
Brad's
part.
31st.
Well, and something that's crazy to me about this whole situation is didn't Ford get a little bit of help in the offseason as far as the design to make it a little bit more even between the manufacturers? And now the BK is doing worse than he did before.
I think the big thing is they just came into a season with data for the first time because this was the first time in a season they didn't change something major.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. Like Ford should be coming in technically stronger than they are in the past. But at the same time, your big teams, their data just keeps growing.
That's true.
Like, you know, the whole name of this piece of crap car is parity. And let's go through the points real quick. Joe Gibbs Racing, Hendrick Motorsports. Joe Gibbs Racing, Hendrick Motorsports. Wood Brothers, Penske. Hendrick, Penske. 2311, 2311, Penske, Hendrick Motorsports. Like,
that's
parity?
That's rough. Yeah.
So now we got a crappy race product and we don't have parity. So I think that's the other issue too, is like I think your smaller teams are gonna start to struggle again just because you've got the top teams over engineering everything so
Were you
much.
kidding? Look at Penske. We got 2 cars that are struggling right at the moment, and they're a top tier team.
One of them is 100% driver related. Austin Cindric he's there because
He's a flop.
22nd.
Time to boot him from that car and get someone.
That win at Gateway saved him. I think that saved him for another year. I don't know, because whenever you get a win, I feel like you can last another 3 years in the sport. Seems like some of these drivers with daddy's money.
And the only time he shows up again is the super speedways. Your Daytona, your Talladega, your Atlanta. You know those are the tracks that Cindric categorically does the best. Now he did do good at road courses, but that's kind of even fallen off.
Yeah, but honestly, not in the Gen 7. Like all his road course success was Gen 6 and Xfinity.
That's true.
Because he used to come run Gen 6 Cup races.
Yep.
At road courses, and that's where he was strong. Yeah, he's not good in the Gen. Oh, it's the same with Chase Elliott. Like everyone still picks Chase Elliott going to road courses, but his track record in the Gen 7 road courses is crap. Like it's just not, and it's not even him. It's just the way these cars drive. Like what made them good, they're no longer good. So, yep. Any final words, guys? I feel like I've got everything out that I feel like I needed to share.
No,
I got stomach pain. That's about it from the weekend, but it was a good weekend. I appreciate you guys so much. It was really fun. Had a great time. So.
Same here.
It was
It's
amazing
such a good
weekend.
group. Oh my gosh, what a good group. And I got to be the passenger princess
That's
for
true.
the first time ever.
I was
Every
so bougie
freaking trip
being
we
a-
take, I do all the driving. And this was the first time I got to be a passenger princess for 97% of the trip, and it was beautiful.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Although David needs to get that pissed off sensor figured out in his truck.
That truck needs some love. It needs
Yeah, I mean,
some love.
I
it
thought
hit
you
a
were going to say his
milestone.
snoring.
Oh my gosh.
Snoring.
Okay, so all right.
And to
One-
be fair, I was trying to look out for you.
You were. So last amended thought from the trip. If we ever do hotel rooms again with this group, I am either buying David a sleep apnea mask before the trip, or I'm buying him his own hotel room, or buying me my own hotel room. I don't even care. But it's, holy crap. I did not realize there was a diesel truck idling in our hotel room every night. Good Lord.
I mean, to be fair, that 5.5 hours that I drove on the way back, it was dueling chainsaws, you and him. Just saying.
Oh, probably. So for me, I only snore at the beginning. The problem was on the way home, I kept waking up. So he was all night, dude. It was so loud.
Well, and then you even came out of the room, and I was there on the couch, and you came out to the room. I checked on you. I was like, dude, are you all right? You good, buddy? And you're like, yeah, I just can't take it anymore. So you slept on the floor.
I literally slept on the floor Saturday
You know
night.
what's
Was it
crazy?
Friday night. I slept on the floor.
I fell right back asleep.
Oh, you and David were cuddling. Come on now.
We will neither
you even
confirm
said
nor
yourself
deny.
his arm was around you.
No, I'm not gonna lie. When he was snoring, I wanted to hit him. I was about to lay a hand, and I think Alex was like, man, is that snoring annoying you? And I was just like, yeah, it's okay. In my head, I'm like, this guy needs to stop or I'm going to hit him.
Well, I think so. What I asked you, because I was trying to gauge my decision, and because you had slept next to him the night before, and I was like, is this all night? And you're like, oh yeah. And I was like, all right, I'm moving out to the other room, sleeping on the.
I was like, oh yeah.
Yep, that was the deciding factor.
Well, that's the thing. I was lucky enough to have the single bed on Thursday night.
Right.
Okay. And Alex slept on the fold out couch, which was horrendous.
Dude,
okay.
That was the worst. I mean, even for
a
a pull out couch, that was bad. Like, even on that scale.
I was like,
So-
my back.
So I thought I was being a good guy, and I was like, Alex, you can have the bed tonight. I'll take the couch. And then halfway through the night, he's like, I can't take the snort anymore.
Which I will thank you. The bed was super comfy, and that's why I was so just because I fell asleep first. Like I was the
Yes, you
first
did.
one out Friday night because old man, and I fell asleep. Felt so good, so relaxed, and it didn't last long. About 12:30, the diesel truck fired up, and I was done sleeping.
I was like, you moved beds. I was like, maybe I should just jump in your bed,
Which honestly, I was
Because
half expecting you to, and I just didn't even care.
I didn't
I was like,
even
I'll
know
stay on
you
the floor.
I'm not sure if I didn't recognize you were moving or maybe I didn't comprehend that you were moving, but I was like, I fell right back asleep. So then I woke up again and snore was back at like 4. Or no, the alarm went off at 6. I'm like, what? It was a hotel alarm. I was like, you got to be kidding me. I don't know, Kevin, if you heard it, but
No, I never heard the alarm go
Oh,
off.
yeah. It went off.
at
Yeah, I can
6.
confirm.
And I was like, I'm wide awake.
Well, so what's
this
funny
sucks.
is the first night we were there, David forgot to turn off his alarm, so
Yeah,
we all got
that
woken
one
up.
I woke up for.
Yeah.
45. I wanted to try
4:45
Way
in the
to go,
morning, we
Dave.
get woken up by David's phone. So he makes it like he makes a point like, "Hey guys, I made sure my alarms are off. Everything's good." We're like, "Oh, thank God." So sure enough, we're in another hotel room, and the hotel alarm goes off at 6 a.m. So
We were good stuff.
sleeping
But
in my own bed Sunday night was like heaven. I was
Right?
like, "Oh,
my
I'm
head-
home."
My head was like, okay. I was like, David, really? Again? It was the hotel. And after the snoring, I was like, man, this guy's on his last leg. We love you, David. It was
Man.
fun.
Shoot the horse, put him out of his misery.
Send him to
He's
the
a-
glue factory, something.
You said, it's funny you say that because he likes Brad.
Oh, that's
Oh
great.
man,
Sorry,
I feel like
buddy.
there's no better way to land the episode than that. Like I
Yeah.
think that's the
Yeah.
perfect outro, you know?
Yeah, I think that was good.
Yeah.
So, hey, thanks guys for joining again. Always excited to have
Yeah.
you guys here. A great trip. You guys are so much fun to trip with. I can't wait to do it again.
Definitely.
We do have some other ones in the work this year. We just haven't finalized any yet, but we'll let you guys know too. So if you guys come to any of the races that we're at, we'd love to hang out with you, joke around, throw things at stupid people in the track, Williams wallets, whatever,
Yeah.
so all the good things. So
All the good things.
yeah. But yeah, have a good weekend, y'all. Peace.
Take care.
Yep. Be safe.